Okay, time for another episode of the Josh Cast. I'm going to be doing this while wearing a mask, walking outside in an effort to get some exercise. Boy, the squirrels are just all over the place. That pisses me off. I feel like they're throwing it in our face. Don't mind us, we're just scampering. Our lives aren't affected by this coronavirus. We don't care. Just having fun, living our lives, doing exactly the same thing we were going to do one way or the other. Isn't it a beautiful day today? My sink was starting to get backed up, so I bought some liquid plumber because I enjoy putting my money down the drain along with things that clog the sink. And I was fully expecting, here's the thing, I was fully expecting for it not to work. And then I could have a bit about liquid plumber, it didn't work. But then it actually worked. And it seems to have cleared it. So there's two possibilities. Either the universe was like, man, he's having a rough year. Let the liquid plumber work. Or, hello, the other possibility is that it only seems like it worked and it actually didn't, and a week from now it'll be stopped up again. I'm leaning toward the second one. That's my theory. I am leaning toward that second one. Just said hello to a guy kind of awkwardly. He couldn't tell that I was podcasting. Or maybe he thought I was talking to him. Can't you see that I'm podcasting, sir? Excuse me, sir. I'm in the middle of a podcast. There are 11 people, one of them in Spain, who want to hear me talk about liquid plumber. You keep on walking. I am getting more comfortable talking to myself, full throat, full voice. We're all going to turn into Tom Hanks from Castaway pretty soon, if not already. And then I keep trying to figure out when things are going to reopen by reading all the articles on Twitter, and nobody knows. That's what why am I wasting my time looking on Twitter? It's because nobody's sure. Could be the middle of May, end of May, beginning of June, middle of June. It could take years. This could be the end. No one knows. Or tomorrow. No one is sure. But we have to proceed with caution. We have to proceed with caution. We do have to proceed with caution. Yes, we do. Yeah, so the liquid plumber seems to have worked. That's something, that's a positive. Gotta work on my diet, that's for sure. Gotta stop eating at 7-Eleven every day. That is not a comedic exaggeration. Every day I'm eating at 7-Eleven. That's no good. That is no good at all. Gotta stop that. Gotta go to Whole Foods. Spend my entire paycheck on an almond. And find a way to make it last. Now here's what I'm trying to do now. Because I don't have a kitchen, and it's not that I want a kitchen. I hate cooking. I really hate it. But at the same time, I'm not sure I could just do takeout every day in this economy. So I'm trying to come up with all right, well, what can I do that's achievable? And I think that the answer is I have to basically eat like I was in middle school. So here's my routine. Peanut butter and jelly. Dinner is peanut butter. That's dinner. Dinner is peanut butter and jelly. Because in middle school, like my mom would cook for me, and then it got to the point where I kept complaining about her cooking. So finally, we all just got along better by me handling dinner myself, and I just would have peanut butter and jelly. And then once a week, my dad and I would go out and go to dinner and have an awkward conversation. That was my treat. So dinner was peanut butter and jelly, and lunch I would have at school. Lunch once we could go off campus. Man, there's a crow that just flew up right near me with a giant piece of bread in his mouth. Even the crow's throwing it in my face. Look at me, I can eat carbs. I can process gluten. All right, we get it. We get that you're a superior form of life. We get it. Yeah, and then for lunch in high school, we'd go to Chipotle. So I'm thinking that could be my future here. And then I'm trying to come up with, well, all right, I need to eat healthy because a doctor told me 2 years ago that I have high cholesterol, and I'm getting around to dealing with it. Now might be a good time. So, all right, how do I eat vegetables without having to cook or process them in any way? What's the easiest way I can do this? If I just buy a bag of almonds and a bag of carrots and a bag of celery, and then go to 7-Eleven every day, that I think I will have cracked the code on how to do this. Apparently rent is going down. It could be a renter's market. Potentially. Yeah, there's a lot of for rent in the neighborhood. This could be bad. This could be the beginning of the end here. Then I begin to get really panicked, and I think, what about the infrastructure? What if no one can afford internet anymore? Then what happens? I'll be podcasting, but no one will be able to hear me. I think that's called writing a novel. Wow, did I just compare podcasting with writing a novel? Yes, I did. So here's the other thing I did. Yesterday. I decided to get cable internet because the Wi-Fi is not very strong, and I'm doing all these Zoom meetings and Zoom shows. So I need more power. Captain, she needs more power. So I was dealing with Spectrum, and that took the morning. What do I mean by the morning? I woke up on the phone with Spectrum, and then it was the afternoon, and I got off the phone with Spectrum. So, and I did not wake up at 11:59. And as the lady on Spectrum was talking to me, trying to help me, I began to realize that she reminded me of the way that some nurses talk to me when they're trying to get me to relax before they're about to do something potentially painful. That same kind of, oh, let's just make small talk. Oh, what do you do? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's nice. Oh, yeah, well, I'm really into this show. That, it just reminded me, I felt like I was talking to a nurse, and then it hit me. We're so dependent on technology now that it's almost as vital to our survival as healthcare. So the cable company and the healthcare company, it should be all part of the same package. That's where I'm trying to get to. Let's just go ahead and put it all together. I mean, you should be able to go in and decide what kind of internet you want, because if it's a high-speed internet, the colonoscopy is going to come out so much more clear. That's really the next step, I think, is just the healthcare and the cable should all be part of the same package. Phone, internet, healthcare, and prescription drugs, all in the same, just one big thing. And the company will be Johnson & Johnson and Spectrum and Anthem and Disney. I think that's where we're headed. Actually, walking in a part of the neighborhood I haven't been in a while, or ever. What do you mean a while? It's kind of a nice area. As soon as I say that, we hear sirens. Perfect timing. Well, maybe it's not such a nice area. Then again, that could be ambulance sirens. Now here's the other thing I'm noticing. I'm noticing that we are all still observing social distancing, but I am starting to see more cars on the street. And I'm wondering if we're observing it, but we are really pushing it. How much can we do at 6 feet away from each other? That's the question. I don't know that they're going to still do the World Wrestling, or the WWE. I think it'd be cool if they found a way to do the WWE, but the wrestlers had to stay 6 feet away, which I think then becomes a shooting contest. I was also reading about, they're trying to figure out why the virus spread more in New York than it did in California, at least so far. And I think the big thing everyone is saying that New York is closer together, and because of the urban sprawl, the virus hasn't been able to travel as much. I mean, even the urban sprawl in LA is so bad, even the virus can't commute. The virus is like, screw this. I'm not taking the bus. Oh, this is a nice little afternoon walk. Kind of feel like I want to, end on a high note. Has it been? I try to keep it. It's been about 14 minutes. I think that's good enough for today. Well, stay safe and sorry, I'm seeing these scooters. Is anybody using these scooters now because of this virus? Did that destroy the electric scooter industry? Because I don't know about anyone else, but I see an electric scooter sitting there, and I'm like, well, I don't have 10 gallons of bleach on me, and I don't know who the last person was who was touching that. This may have killed the electric scooter industry. I mean, I think the only way they're going to survive is that they start making the scooters out of hand sanitizer. And I just don't know if structurally it can withstand that. Two-bedroom townhome. Can I just say, though, this is going to be petty, but I'm going to be petty. I'm seeing all these for rent signs. The rent was so high in Los Angeles that there's a part of me that's like, yeah, good. Oh, look at this. Now you have deals. Perfect timing. Oh, yeah, not so fun when there's no longer a market, is it? Maybe if we had not gone nuts on the rent in the first place, more people could have stayed. So there is a part of me that's feeling that way, but I know that that's really not fair. But then again, life is not fair. All right, now here's something that's really creepy. I just said life is not fair, and I swear to you, I am about to walk on a street that is called Fair Avenue. I did not mean to do that. I totally did not mean to do that. That is just kismet. Now imagine if I had stopped recording this podcast a few minutes ago, that moment would not have happened. That would not have been recorded and set down for all time. And by all time, I mean as long as the podcast server is still there. Which could be, who knows. All right, well, it's a walkcast. That's what it is. This was nice. I'm feeling better. Feeling, oh my God, there's another squirrel. Boy, they don't even run away from me. Just kind of gingerly. The squirrel was not observing the 6-foot social distancing, by the way. I just want to lodge a complaint with the squirrel authority. Yeah, the squirrel didn't seem afraid so much as annoyed. Fine, I'll move out of the way. God. Aren't you people extinct yet? That could be what happens, people. We go extinct and the squirrels survive and they evolve and they become the next dominant form of life. Giant mutant squirrels. Who just hop around and stare at each other awkwardly. Yeah, because I'm in this tiny apartment, but it's a tiny apartment that's in a very upscale neighborhood. So that's what's weird. I feel like I'm almost like the deadbeat cousin who is crashing on someone's couch. Has not done anything to deserve actually living in this neighborhood. That is, I'm going to be honest with you. What I really wanted to say there was that I feel like Kato Kalin, but then I felt guilty about saying that because I'm like, why do you want to, don't trash another human being. You don't know his story. Don't go for the easy joke. What if Kato Kalin was listening to this podcast and he's like, I was trying to get my mind off of what was going on by going online, searching for all the podcasts that are out there, finding one that only has 11 listeners and going, call me number 12. Well, not anymore. Kato Kalin is not going to listen to this podcast anymore. You're back down to 11. In fact, I'm going to contact whoever that person is in Spain and bring you down to 10. Single digits. Well, I'd have to actually get rid of somebody else so it was 9, and then it could be single digits. But you get it. You get the point I'm trying to make. I get it, Kato. All right. So now I feel like it might be a good place to end it. There's a sign that says end. It would be appropriate if I ended it right where it said end. Am I going to overstay my welcome on this podcast? You betcha. You betcha. That's what I'm going to do. I'm walking down this path that's going to lead to the park. I'm going in between two houses. It's a very beautiful neighborhood. This isn't leading me to the park. I don't know where I am. I'm lost. Walking by a house that looks like a staple. The thing I like about this neighborhood is that all the houses look drastically different. Different architectural flair. So it has more personality. It's disparate. Drastically different lawns. It doesn't look cookie cutter. It doesn't look like a development. Each one is a reflection of the unique spirit of the person who lives there. And I would assume that the people who live there are, well, we're in North Hollywood, so are these the co-executive producers of NCIS? I think this is where they live. I'm not sure. Maybe the associate producers. The executive producers are in Beverly Hills or the Palisades. These are the mid-level producers. Still, who contribute a lot. They contribute a lot. Just, it's a bit more behind the scenes. The guys who say, I'm the one who told David Caruso he should take off the glasses before every show starts. I'm the one who said, no, I think the pair you're using is the wrong pair. Use this pair. And that's what made the show work. I don't mean to brag. But I made enough money to be living in a house in North Hollywood, which means I am, in Hollywood standards, poor. All right. Maybe we should end it now. I don't want to. This is fun. This is nice. Honda Accord. Older Honda Accord. I was thinking about income disparity as it relates to Hondas. And how when I was growing up, so early 90s, the Honda Accord was the compact sedan that was for lower middle class people. And that's what we drove. And then at some point, late 90s, early 2000s, the Honda Accord became more of a luxury model, and the Civic became what the Accord was. And now it's getting to the point where the Civic is becoming a bit pricey. And I don't know what's the next level down from the Civic. Is it the Fit or I don't know what it is. The Honda, I think it might be one of those electric scooters at this point. I got to go back to this. I just love the idea that it's the urban sprawl that has saved us from coronavirus. The coronavirus, 2 hours. 2 hours to get to Manhattan Beach. I'll spare them. 2 hours? No way. You thought we were crazy for commuting 2 hours to work every day. Well, now you understand why. There's a method to our madness. That's what I got to figure out about when they reopen everything. what that means. How fast can they reopen? I think the first step was retail stores can reopen, but it has to be drive-by only. So that's going to be really awkward for the sex shops. Live in a world where somebody throws a dildo like it's a football into the back seat of a car. Ooh, I don't know if you can hear the baby crying in the background. Not a baby, toddler, let's be specific. Not having a good Sunday, that toddler. All right. Maybe I should end it now. No, I want to keep going. I want to keep going. I want to keep going. I want to end when I get back to my place. I don't think the term for it is apartment. I don't know what it's called. It's half of a garage. It's, you know, if it was one thing, it would be a guest house, but it's 2 units. So it's more like a, I don't know. I need to find a term for it that feels right. Micro. Ooh, I like that. Micro something. Micro-pad? Micro-partment? Ooh, a micro-partment. I really like that. I live in a micro-partment. That tells you everything. I live in a micro-apartment, and you can guess what's going on in my pants. Micro-apartment. That's going to be the name of this podcast episode. I'm going to call it Micro-Apartment. Love it. Done. I feel phenomenal about that name. Yeah, I just got to head back to my micro-apartment. Your what? My micro-apartment. Oh, I see you majored in theater. Yes. Okay. Should I end it there? I've been saying that for the past 15 minutes. I should not be this winded just walking this much. This concerns me. I need to exercise more. I need to eat right. I'm going to go to Whole Foods. I'm going to buy 1/4 of an apple at Whole Foods. I'm going to turn my life around. Tomorrow, not today. I don't want to show up on a Sunday. It's too busy on a Sunday. I have to wait till Monday. And by Monday, I mean 5 Mondays from now. The other thing that scares me is a society where if you've already had it, you can go back to work, but if you haven't had it, you got to stay home. That really scares me. I think that really scares me, because I don't even know if I've had it or not. I think it scares me because it does feel like discrimination. And while I understand that it's to try to protect people, at the same time, it's where does the line between protection and the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, where's that line drawn? I don't think that's an easy answer, but it just scares me that I'll have to I won't be able to go back to, I think my biggest fear is that they open up all the stages again, but because they find out I haven't gotten it, I can't perform. That's what scares me. And that really, and people, the fear is that there'll be 2 classes of people, the immune and the not immune. And I don't think that scares me. Unless it turns out I've had it and then I'm one of the immune people, then whatever. then actually great, more stage time for me. Well, it's good to know I'm the same self-centered person I always was. See, that's the thing. It's important to not lose yourself in these horrendous situations and to really stay true to who you are. Because if I'm one of the immune and there are fewer people who can go out, the world is mine. Okay, now I think we're good now. I'm going to stop there. Stay home, stay safe, America and Spain.